Good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So today we are going to start the new topic that is projection of solids. Okay. So in this projection of solids, we are going to draw the various views when the object is resting on horizontal plane or it may be resting in vertical plane. But the limitation is that the object will be always lying in first quadrant. Okay, we are going to consider that the object is going to lie in the first quadrant, and we are going to project its three views when it is resting in the horizontal plane with some angle inclination, and then inclination with VP, inclination with HP. So basically there are three stages in that, we can say. And the types of numericals which will be covered in this, there will be two types of numerical, that is two stage numerical, and another will be the three stage numerical. Okay. The basic concept for two stage and three stage numerical will remain same. Only the additional one stage will be included in the three stage problem. So directly we are going to start the three stage problem. If it is a two stage problem, then you can eliminate the third step and you can just draw the two. So let us see first what exactly is the solids and then move to projection of solids. So to understand and remember the various solids in this subject properly, those are classified and arranged into two major groups. The object of revolutions, it is called as, and second is the which is having an apex, right? Cylinder, prism, right? Which will be having a top, solids which will having a top and base at the same shape. So you can see that the cylinder which will be having a circular top as well as circular base, prism, a triangular prism, this is called as triangular prism as per its base shape. So triangular prism, triangle at the top, triangle at the bottom. So this will be called as a square prism, square shape. So as per its classification as the base, we can classify it. Then it can be pentagonal prism, hexagonal prism. So this is the group A type. Then next is the, so rectangular prism, square prism, pentagonal prism, hexagonal prism. These are the solids which lie under group A. Then group B, yes, one more there in the group A, that is the cube. So in group B there will be cone, okay, which will be having an apex. Then there will be a triangular pyramid, square pyramid. So you can see the base, it is in triangular shape. Then square pyramid. Okay, so at the base, the square shape base is there, and there will be always an apex in this. So pyramids will be having apex, then pentagonal pyramid and hexagonal pyramid. So these are the pyramids, few pyramids. Then next is the tetrahedron. Tetrahedron is what? All four sides is made up of triangle. It is a solid which is made up of four equilateral or four triangles. Whenever it is made up of four triangles, then we can say that it is a tetrahedron. Okay. The dimensional parameters of different solids. So one by one we'll see the dimensional parameters. So square prism, when we comes to a square prism, at that time it will be having a top. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. It will be having a top. Okay, so this is called as the top of the object. Then next will be the rectangular faces. Okay, bottom, then longer edge, corner of the base, edge of the base. Okay, so for a square prism, what are the basic things which we are going to see? That are the top, bottom, top or bottom, it is top, then, or it is also called as the top face. Okay, in some of the numericals you'll find that it is said to be a top, or in some of the numericals they'll directly say that the top face. Okay, then a rectangular face, or this flat portion is called as a rectangular face. Then the two rectangular faces are connected with a longer edge. So this will be called as a longer edge. There will be a base, corner of base. So 4 corners will be there, base, and 4 edges of the base. Then similarly, there will be edges of the top. Okay. So it will be having a top edges as well as the bottom edges. So as per it, the numerical, whether it is resting on its edge, on its corner, whatever the resting condition is there, according to it, we have to draw the projections. The next object is the square pyramid. Okay, so according to its base, now these objects, square prism, if it is a triangular prism, still the features will remain same. Okay, then in case of pyramid, it will be having an apex. Okay, instead of a rectangular faces, a longer edge, it will be having a slant edge. Then base will be there, base edge, corner. Okay, and it will be having a triangular face. Okay, so in this case, in case of prism, we are getting the rectangular face here, but in this case, it will be having a triangular face. So these are few parameters of a square pyramid. Next is the cylinder. So cylinder does not have any edges. Okay, at that place, what is there? Instead of a edges, it will be having an imaginary lines, and you can see the difference. While naming, the faint color line is used. So these are called as generators. The generators are nothing but the imaginary lines generating curved surface of a cylinder and a core. It is just an imaginary line. We can get one. We can divide the cylinder into 8 parts. We can divide into 12 parts, 16 parts, n number of parts we can divide. And this is just an imaginary line. Okay. Whereas in case of prism as well as pyramid, we are getting the corners, right? Edges are there. The longer edges are there, and here the slant edges are there. Whereas in case of cylinder and cone, there is no edges, but there are generators, because in the question they'll say that the object is resting on one of its generator. So in that case, we have to draw this generators. Then it will be having a top face, bottom face. So base as well as the apex in case of the cone, there will be a base. Then the next object, if you cut a cone, right? If we divide a cone into 2 parts, then it is called as the frustum, right? A frustum of a cylinder, frustum of a triangular, square pyramid. Okay, these are nothing section of solids when the top and base are not parallel. Okay. Then next is the frustum of cone and pyramid. So this part, the projection of frustums are not there in your syllabus, whereas the section of solid, yes, this part is there. Only the assignment will be there of this part, section of solid. No, because due to lesser time, this topic has been eliminated. Okay, there won't be question from this topic. So it will be, we will be solving assignments as well as term worksheet on section of solids, but there won't be any question on the section of solids. But there will be question on projection of solid. 2 questions will be there.
Sir, in MU2.
Yes. Pardon?
Sir, in MU exam also it is not there.
Yeah, in MU exam also the section of solids is not there. That topic has been eliminated. Actually, that is the next module. Okay. So if you see the syllabus, there will be different modules. So according to it, that topic has been removed. So let us see how we are going to draw the object when it is resting on horizontal plane. So we can consider the object is standing on horizontal plane on its base. It can be a triangular, it can be a cone, or it can be a pyramid, because unless and until we draw its top view, we will not get whether it is a cone or it is a pyramid. Okay, so the axis is perpendicular. So these are the resting conditions. Okay, this is just a resting conditions. So suppose if we say that object is resting on horizontal plane, whenever the object is resting on horizontal plane, then in that case, you will, in the front view, you will get a triangle. And suppose if object is resting on HP on one of its base circle, so this is a cone, so it is resting on one of its base circle, so it will be having an triangle which is inclined. So it is an imagination that we having a cone with us, okay, and we are observing the front view of a cone, so you will get a triangle. Suppose if the cone is inclined with an angle, So that angle, the front view has to be inclined. So this is the stage one. So any problem, we have to first draw the stage one when the object is resting on HP or VP, whatever the condition is. So that we have to take. So in this case, what is happening? The axis is perpendicular to HP, whereas base is parallel to VP. Okay, on its base, the axis perpendicular to VP and parallel to perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP. So these conditions are there. Then next is the third condition, when it is lying on one of its generator. So you can see it is completely resting on one of its generator. The axis is inclined to HP. In this case, what is happening? The axis is inclined to HP, but it is parallel to VP. So these are the two conditions which we have to keep in mind. Then while observing the top view, the XY line represent the vertical plane. So this is always represent the vertical plane. So this is the case too when object is resting in VP. So in that case, what will be the top view of an object? So object is standing in VP, okay? And in the case of top view, you will get a triangle. So it is resting on VP. The axis is perpendicular to VP and parallel to HP in this case. Then when it is tilted with some angle, so resting on VP on one of its point on base circle, and the axis is inclined to VP and parallel to HP. The third condition is lying on VP on one of its generator. Okay, unless and until we'll solve few problems, then only you will understand what is the basic difference in that. Okay, so this is just a general condition. When we solve the numerical, that time you will have a clear view how the object is being seen. Okay, so there are various conditions given. So steps to solve the problem in the solids. Okay, the problem, there will be 15 marks and 6 marks. There will be 2 problems. Okay, so there are 3 steps actually which we'll solve. First step, assume the solid standing on a plane with which it makes an inclination. So always you have to identify with which plane it is making an inclination, whether it is making an inclination with HP or VP. If it is inclined to HP, assume that it is standing on HP. So always you have to first read the problem thoroughly, and you have to identify on which plane the inclination is given with which plane. And first stage, we are going to draw it directly, or assuming that it is standing on that particular plane. Then only we can draw the second stage. Okay, if it is said that it is inclined to VP, assume that it is standing on VP, and then we are going to draw it. If the object is standing in HP, then top view will be the true shape of its base or a top. Whereas if it is standing in VP, the front view will be the true shape of its base or a top. Imagine that the object is resting on a horizontal plane, right? So in that case, what will happen? When the object is resting on a horizontal plane, suppose imagine that a cone. Now you can see the first diagram here. Okay, in this group B solid, the cone is resting on on horizontal plane. So in the stage 1, this is one complete problem. Stage 1, you will get a true shape of a base, means from the top view, if you observe, what you will get a circle, whereas the front view of that cone, you will get a triangle. Okay, so this was the stage 1. Now they are saying that the axis is inclined with HP. Axis inclined with HP means what? We have to tilt that axis. Okay, so let us tilt with some angle. So the inclination with that axis is given, so that we can tilt it with inclination. So that inclination we can measure, or it will be given in the question. Then we have to draw the stage 2 top view. Then after that, the axis is inclined to VP. So how will be the procedure? First, you have to draw the stage 1. Then the inclination whichever is given, that we have to draw. After that, you have to draw the top view. After drawing a top view, we can draw the front view, and then again the top view. This will be the procedure. 3 stage, the solid is inclined to HP. 3 stage, when the solid is inclined to HP, again it is a group A cylinder. So one by one we have to wait for a second. Okay. How many students are there? 63. Yes, what's the issue? Hardik is not able to join the meeting. Yes, please post your attendance in the chat box. So in the step one, you have to first identify which is the inclination which axis the object is inclined, and with respect to that, we have to draw its stage one, whether it is resting on HP or VP. So how to identify whether on which stage, on which plane you have to draw? So that will be identified with the help of the angle inclination. Okay. Then next is consider the solid inclination, the second axis position, and draw its front view and top view. In the last step, consider the remaining inclination, draw its final front view and top view. Okay, so we have few problems. With the help of the problem, we can identify how to draw it. So the category which we are going to solve. So first four problem is general cases of inclination, which is inclined to HP and VP. The category number 5 and 6 cases of cube and tetrahedron are there. Number 7, case of free suspended solid with. So these are few types of numericals which we are going to solve, and the cases of numerical which is not there in our and as well the composite solid is not there in our syllabus. So only 9 up to 9 numerical we are going to solve. So let us see first numerical. You have to note down this question because you have to draw it in your classwork book. The same question you have to redraw it in your classwork book. Okay, draw the projections of a pentagonal prism. So first of all, the common mistakes which the students do while drawing, they make a confusion in between the prism and pyramid. Okay, in the question, if they say that draw prism, few students draw pyramid. They are in so hurry that they start drawing the pyramid. Okay, so please identify which type of the question is, whether it is of prism or it is of pyramid. That you have to first identify. Okay, draw a projection of a pentagonal prism, base 25 mm, side and axis 50 mm long. Okay, so they are just saying that it is the object is a pentagonal prism. Okay, first thing which we have to identify. Next is the base size. Have the dimensions of that object is given? Yes, base is 25 mm and axis length is 50 mm long. So you have to identify how much is the base, 25 mm, axis is 50 mm long. So the conditions of base as well as the axis is given, resting on one of its rectangular face on HP. So this object is a pentagonal pentagonal prism, which is going to rest on one of its rectangular face on HP. Directly it is going to tilt completely horizontal on its HP with axis inclined at 45 degree to VP. With axis inclined 45 degree to VP. So the three stages problem it is given. So first of all, in stage one, whether we are going to draw it below XY line or on XY line, okay, that we have to identify. So whether we are able to draw the object, yes, for that we require a base and the axis. If base and axis is given, we can easily draw the pentagonal prism. Okay, so stage one, step one is first draw XY line. Always we have to draw XY line and identify whether the object is resting on horizontal plane or in vertical plane. So the question arises, first what we say that we have to find out the inclination, whether the inclination is given with HP or VP. So here in this problem, they are saying that it is resting on one of its triangular face on HP. So what happened? Suppose if this object, a pentagonal pyramid, it is going to rest on a triangular face on HP. So this is the stage 2, okay, and inclination 45 degree is nothing but stage 3, okay. This is stage 2, stage 3. So how with the help of these two, we have to identify which will be the stage 1. Stage 1 means, suppose if you want to rest the object on horizontal plane, okay, in stage 2, if it is going to completely incline with HP, so the base will be drawn, okay, as the axis is to be inclined with VP. In the first view, it must be kept perpendicular to VP and true shape will be drawn in front view with the side inclined with XY line. So whenever it is, just I'll draw complete object first, I'll draw and then I'll explain. So this will be somewhat the complete problem. If you want to draw the complete problem, so this is two-stage problem. Okay, instead of this will be two-stage problem when the object is resting on one of its triangular face on HP. So let me start with the problem. 1 second. So identify first whether it is resting on horizontal plane or in the vertical plane. So inclination is given 45 degree. So in this problem, first draw the true shape of the object in VP. Okay, after that, drawing its top view. So this object is resting on vertical plane because the inclination is given 45 degree with VP. So we have to draw that object in front view. So as the axis is inclined with VP, the first view will be kept perpendicular to the VP. True shape will be drawn in front view with one side of that axis XY parallel on one of its side. So if I want to draw it exactly on with the reference, suppose this is mine. So actually if I directly draw its view, it will be very difficult for imagination, right? So let us assume that this object is resting in first quadrant. Okay, after that, draw projection of a pentagonal prism. So this object is pentagonal prism, 25 mm side of base and 50 mm, resting on its rectangular face on HP. So what has happened? So see here, it is going to rest on its rectangular face. So this is the object. If I want to draw it like this. Okay, so this is the pentagonal. I'll just redraw it. So we are going to observe it from here. X, and if you observe, you can see that it is resting on one of its rectangular face. So this base, right, it is resting on one of its rectangular face, and when we observe it from front, what you will get? You will get a pentagon here. So the front view of that object will be pentagon, and it is resting on one of its base. So we have to draw it, and it will be having a base as well as the top. So this will be having, right, one top face, and behind there will be a base. Okay, and it is resting on one of its rectangular face. So there will be two edges. So that's why you can see that there are naming 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and at the back this will be A, B, C, and so on, right? A, B, C naming. So that's why there are two namings are there. It is given. So when we draw its top view, you have to take a projections. Individual projections you have to take. Okay. After taking the projections, the top view will be drawn as a rectangle. Why it will be seen as a rectangle? Because when we observe it from top, right, it will be having a length of 50 millimeters. So we have to draw that 50 millimeter length, right? And when we observe it from top, you will get this edge, right? So those edges we have to show. So this is my point. These are my 2 points, E and 5 and D and 4. Okay. And when we observe it from top, this edge will not be visible. Okay, E and 5 edge will not be visible. So this is my point A and 1. Okay, so this edge, when we observe it from top, this 1 and A is visible. So that's why it is drawn as a dark line. Then similarly, B and 2 is visible. So it is drawn as a dark line. When we observe it from top, and C and 3 will be also drawn as a visible line. So it will be drawn as a dark line. Whereas E and 5 and D and 4 will not be visible, because what is happening? It is lying underneath the object. Okay. So just you have to imagine that we are having a pentagonal prism with us, and we are keeping it on horizontal plane in such a way that it is going to rest on one of it's like a compass, right? Imagine that we have a compass with us, and the shape of that compass is pentagonal pyramid, a compass box which we use, right? Or a toy which is having, so it is kept on a horizontal plane on its rectangular face, right? So when we observe it from here, what will happen? We are going to get a true shape of the base. So we can draw that. Now next, in the second stage, what they have said, with incline, axis incline at 45 degree to VP. So where is the axis actually? So you can see this line. Okay, now suppose if I continue the naming, now this axis, the object axis will be, suppose if in the front view, if I want to show the axis, this is the axis, O point. Okay, here is the axis, and this line will represent the axis. B to 2 will represent the axis. So what, in that case, what we have to do? We have to incline the object at 45 degree. So axis is parallel, right? Axis of that object is parallel to the slight rectangular edges. So this 1 and A will be inclined at 45 degrees, so that the axis also will be inclined at 45 degrees because of parallel. So we have to redraw the same object at an angle of 45 degrees. Just what we have to do, you have to lift this object and place it at parallel to 45 degree line. So in that case, we have to draw 45 degree line and then redraw the same object. After redrawing the same object, okay, and renaming the points, okay, this next step is very important. Take the projections, vertical projections of all the various points. So A, E, B, C, D, right? Take vertical. Then similarly 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to take vertical projections from each and every point in the stage 2 top view. After that, taking the vertical projections, take the projections from stage 1 front view, horizontal projections. So how to identify the point? Now let us see the projections. When you take a projection, see one horizontal, or we can say point A. Let us concentrate on point A here. Okay, these are the 2 points which we have to concentrate. So when these 2 projections meet each other, here you will get the point. Okay, so this is my point A dash. And whenever it is a front, okay, so you will get a point A dash, or we can directly say first point A dash. Then next you will get point B horizontal, B vertical. So this will be my next point, B1 vertical, B1 dash. Then C horizontal, see the projections, you have to follow the projections, C horizontal, C vertical. So wherever it intersects, C1 dash. Then D vertical and D horizontal. Wherever it intersects, you will get the point D1 dash. Then E horizontal, E vertical. Wherever you get those points, you have to draw it. Similarly, take out the projections of point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all 5 points. Then we have to connect. So for connecting the object, we are going to observe it from here. This is the observing, where the observer is standing at this face. Okay. So when we observe it, you can completely see this face, right? 1, 5, 2, 4, 3. All these digits are seen clearly. So this will be drawn as a dark line. Okay. So all the faces means 1 to A is visible. So it will be drawn as a dark line. 1 to 5, 1 to 2, 1 to 5 and 1 to 2 dark line, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. Then there is a thumb rule that all the edges, right, a border which will be the end bounding border will always be dark. Then next is the internal object, right? Here you can see the face DC and BD will not be visible, because what is happening, if you observe the object, it will not be seen clearly. So this will be the first object. So here you have to give the stage name. Okay. Let us read the next problem. Okay. In this.
हेलो सर।
हाँ बोलो
सर फर्स्ट वाला प्रॉब्लम एक बार वापस बताओ ना सर, वो जो आपने से एक बार बताओ ना।
कौन सा, ये वाला?
इसके पहले वाला सर, जो
हाँ
आपने
हाँ
सॉल्व
हाँ,
करवाया
ये तो skip
पेंटागन
कर।
वाला।
हाँ
हाँ तो सर इसमें बोला है कि एक्सिस इंक्लाइन टू 45 बोला है ना सर, तो
हाँ
2 to B वाला इंक्लाइन होना चाहिए ना, वो तो एक्सिस
हाँ,
है
देखो
सर।
देखो ये कैसे होता है। ये हो गया एक्सिस अपना। As the axis is parallel to one of its edges, right? So if you measure the angle, this angle will be also equal to 45 degree. Okay, but while showing you have to show it like this, 45 degree यहाँ पे दिखाना है। ये प्रिज्म का क्या केस होता है, प्रिज्म में एक्सिस इज ऑलवेज पैरेलल टू इट्स साइड, so that's why we can directly take this side of 45 degree. We can draw it like this. Okay, if you draw an axis and if you show, it will be 45 degree incline.
ओके
ऑटोमेटिकली 45 डिग्री निकल आता है
सर। ये जो
एक्चुअली।
प्रिज्म
यस हाँ, ये क्या होता है पता है, थोड़े सॉलिड्स के प्रॉब्लम्स जो है ना, इनिशियली थोड़े डिफिकल्ट लगेंगे। जब तक 2-3 प्रॉब्लम्स कंप्लीट नहीं होता ना, तब तक थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन रहेगा कि कैसे ड्रॉ हो रहा है, क्या चल रहा है, राइट? तो 2-3 प्रॉब्लम मैं एक्सप्लेन करता हूँ, उसके बाद थोड़े थोड़े तो उनको अंडरस्टैंडिंग आ जाएगा प्रॉब्लम्स का। हाँ बोलो, कुछ क्या क्वेश्चन था कुछ?
सर वो ये जो हम लोग ड्रॉ करते हैं सॉलिड वाला, तो ये
हाँ।
सिर्फ फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट के लिए ड्रॉ करते हैं क्या, कि सारे क्वाड्रेंट्स के लिए आते हैं
नहीं नहीं,
समझे?
सिर्फ फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट के लिए आएंगे।
ओके सर।
It is either it will be resting on horizontal plane or it will be resting on vertical plane. That's it. But the object will be always lying in first quadrant.
ओके सर।
ठीक है। अभी ये HP में रेस्ट हो रहा था, ये इसको स्किप करते हैं, इसका क्वेश्चन एक्चुअली नहीं है इसके लिए। ओके, द नेक्स्ट प्रॉब्लम विच विल टेक अ कोन। So the question says draw the projection of a cone, base 45 mm diameter and axis 50 mm long. Okay, so the dimension of a cone is given. They are clearly saying that a cone which is having a base of 45 millimeter, axis length 50 millimeter, when it is resting on a ground. So whenever you find this word as a ground, ground is equivalent. Okay, ground is equivalent to horizontal plane. This ground is always equivalent to horizontal plane on a point on its base circle. Okay, if it is going to rest on horizontal plane on a point on its base circle, with the axis make an angle 30 degree with HP and 45 degree with VP. This is the case 1. The axis make an angle with 30 degree with HP and top view of axis make an 45 degree with VP. So there are two cases here which we are going to solve one by one. Let us see case 1 and case 2. So first of all, in stage 1, whether the object is going to rest on horizontal plane or vertical plane, how to identify? So draw its top view and front view. So first draw XY line. Okay. So the object is going to rest on horizontal plane because it is said that it is resting on ground on one of its point on a base circle. So this we have to tilt this object. But in the stage one we are going to draw it perpendicular to HP, the axis which is perpendicular to HP. So this is the base when the object is going to rest on a horizontal plane. So just have to imagine that, right? A cone which is going to rest. Suppose if I want to draw its view, 3D view. Okay, this is the cone, somewhat like this it is there, right? And we are observing from here. So when we observe it from top, what will be seen? It will be seen as a circle. When we observe it from front, what you will be getting? You will be getting the triangle. Okay, so the triangular view. So this is the front view of that object and top view of the object. Now in the second stage, what we are going to do? We are going to tilt this object. Okay, when you tilt this object, what happens? It will be resting on one of its. So the object will be inclined with some inclination. Inclination is given with 30 degree with HP. So inclination, the axis will be inclined at 30 degree with HP. And in third stage, what is happening? 45 degree with VP. The axis again we have to make it inclination 45 degree with VP, means somewhat like this we can incline. This will be the stage 3. So first stage we can easily draw. The second and third stage we have to draw it with the reference of stage 1. Okay. So any difficulty in the stage 1, the object is resting in horizontal plane, right? And we are going to draw its top view and front view. Top view will be the same true shape because it is resting on horizontal plane, and the front view will be the triangular shape. Okay. Now we have to tilt this object when the axis make an angle 30 degree with HP. Now where is the axis? Can you see this line? Right. This line is nothing but the axis. Okay. This is the wait. Okay. So you can see this axis, okay, the dotted line, the center line which is there. Now this axis has to be inclined at an angle of 30 degree. So can we directly draw? So in that case, whenever it is a pyramid or a cone, okay, keep in mind whenever it is a pyramid and cone, we can see that a base is perpendicular to the axis. Okay, a base is perpendicular to the axis. If axis is inclined at 30 degree, then what will be the inclination of base? Yes, anyone?
60 degrees.
60 degree, right? So suppose if we want to tilt this, so make an angle of 60 degree, right? Take an angle of 60 degree and we can draw base inclined at 60 degree. Automatically what will happen? The axis will be inclined at an angle of 30 degree. So because this is having a perpendicular 90 degree here, so if we want axis to be inclined at 30 degree, then directly if you draw a 30 degree line and try to draw it, the object as it is. So it won't be possible because this corner point has to be touching the XY line. So better what we have to do, we have to draw a 60-degree inclined line first and then redraw this object. Now the difficulty how to redraw this object, because now I am just explaining the concept, right? How to draw. So while redrawing the object, you have to rename the points. All the points you have to rename. Okay. So this will be having a point A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? All the 12 points you have to give. Then there will be apex O point, right? Take the projections from individual point. So let us give some numbering. Okay, now let us give a numbering to the point. Suppose this is my point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this is my 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so all the points has been named. So whenever it is a top view, this will be my point O, and in front view it will be dash. So here you will be point 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, 4 dash. Here it will be 5 dash, 6 dash, 7 dash, 8 dash, 9 dash, 10 dash, then 11 dash and 12 dash. You can see 8 and 12 are in one single line, 6 and 2 are in one single line, 5 and 3 are one single point. So this is nothing but overlapping. So we are giving the numbering. After giving the numbering, just you have to take the projections. See, now when you give the numbering, so I will now concentrate on point 1. Okay, so here is the point 1 dash. So 1 dash horizontal, 1 dash vertical, wherever it intersect, that will be my point 1. So this is my point 1. So now let us concentrate on point 4 dash. So 4 dash vertical, 4 dash, 4 horizontal. So wherever it intersect, this is my point 4. Okay. Similarly, let us concentrate on point 10. So I'm not going to consider each and every point. Okay, the salient points I'm going to consider now. But in while drawing, you have to take all projection of each and every point. Take a vertical projection of point 10, horizontal projection of point 10. This is the point, right? Similarly, 7 horizontal, 7 vertical. You will get the points, right? So wherever the intersection point are there, those points you have to track, and then you will get these points, right? Nature of set of points you will get. With the help of French curve, you have to connect it. And similarly for O dash vertical, O horizontal. Wherever it intersect, this will be my point O. So after that, you have to connect, right? After getting the points, you have to connect this with a dark line. And when we observe it from top, what will happen when we observe it from top? You can see that this portion will be seen as a dotted line. This portion will be seen as a dotted line because it is lying underneath the object. So that portion you have to show it as a dotted line. Okay, and again you have to show the axis. Now in this stage, what we are saying, this is the axis. Now this axis is inclined. The first case, what they are saying, the axis makes an angle 30 degree with HP. Yes, we have drawn the axis making an angle 30 degree with HP and 45 degree with VP. Now this axis is inclined 45 degree with VP. So how we are going to draw that? So in that, whenever they say axis inclined 45 degree with VP, so what we have to do, first draw 45 degree inclined line. Okay, then this is quite complicated one. Okay, please concentrate on here. So first draw 45 degree line. Okay, this is the true shape, true length of an axis. What will be the length of this axis? This length is given as 50 millimeter. So you have to draw 50 millimeter line. Okay, and from here you have to draw horizontal line. Then take top view of the axis. This is the top view of axis. Okay, and this is the true length of the axis. TL 50 millimeter, and this is the top view of axis. So 50 millimeter is nothing but true length. Okay, here I can directly write I can say that this is the true length. Okay, then you have to take top view length in compass. Okay, measure this length in the compass and transfer it. From this point you have to cut an arc. Okay, you have to take top view length and you have to cut an arc and draw the point. This is nothing but the top view length. Okay, this is top view length, and selecting these 2 points you have to redraw the object. So you can see the top view length and this is the true length. This condition, when we have to draw this, whenever the axis is inclined to VP. Okay, whenever they say that axis is inclined to VP, so first draw 45-degree axis, the true length of the axis, and then draw the top view length of that axis. Okay, and take the projections, vertical projections and horizontal projection, individual projections you have to take. Then mark the points. Okay, you have to again name individual point, mark it and connect it. So this will be the third stage, front view. Now the B condition. B condition is only applicable to the third stage. The axis make an angle of 30 degree with HP. Yes, it is making a 30 degree with HP, and the top view makes an angle 45 degree with VP. So what is the difference in that? In that previous problem, directly we have to take 45 degree. This top view of that object, the top view length, we have to directly take 45 degree. So in this case, there won't be any true length. Okay, directly top view length is there, and you have to make 45 degree inclination, and again you have to take a projection and you have to redraw it. So this will be the stage 3, considering this is B and this is A condition. So when we have to apply A condition, when the 45 degree with VP, inclination with VP, then we have to apply true length, and this will be the plan length. It is called as true length and plan length method. Or we can directly say this is also called as, one second, I will change the color. Okay, this is also called as plan length. This is plan length, top view length, or it is plan length. Okay, so TLPL method, when we have to apply, when they say that axis is inclined at 45 degree. And if they say top view is inclined at 45 degree, then directly we have to incline the true length, or sorry, the plan length as 45 degree. Okay, so if the axis is inclined 45 degree, then you have to apply TLPL method. And if the top view of axis is inclined, then directly you have to draw 45 degree. Okay, now can you practice this problem? I will stop here. Okay, you have to note down this problem. First, you have to solve the stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. So actually, if it is a regular lecture, what we do, we first draw the stage 1 on board. Okay, we wait for some time. Students complete the stage 1. After that, they complete the stage 2, stage 3, okay, and so on. Because when you draw, then only the concepts will be clear. Or you can draw it for homework, okay, but you have to complete this problem. It will take a lot of time, 45 minutes to 1 hour you have to spend for one single problem, approximately. In one complete lecture, you can draw only 1 or 2 problems. So let us take the next numerical. So now in this, you have to first read the problem thoroughly. Okay, a hexagonal pyramid, base 25 mm. Okay, the object is hexagonal pyramid, base 25 mm. Axis length is 55 mm long. Has one of its slant edge on ground. A plane containing that edge and axis is perpendicular to HP and inclined to 45 degree to VP. Draw its projection when apex is nearer to VP than the base. The inclination of the axis is given indirectly in this problem. When the slant edge of the object is resting on HP, its axis inclined to HP. So while deciding the front view of the solid must be kept perpendicular to HP. So in this, they say what you can read here is that the hexagonal pyramid, the first of all, let us find out the dimension of that object. So hexagonal, the base is hexagonal shape, which is having a side of 25 mm, an axis of 55 millimeter long, has one of its slant edge. Now, whenever it is a pyramid, right, it will be having five slant edges. It will be having a triangular edge on one of its resting on the ground. A plane containing that edge and the axis perpendicular to HP. The plane containing that edge and axis is perpendicular to HP and incline at 45 degree to VP. So whichever plane is that containing that axis, edge and the axis is making an angle 45 degree with VP. That is the third stage condition it is given. Okay, draw its projection when the apex is nearer to VP than the base. So in this, first, what will be the resting condition? What will be the resting conditions? So suppose if I want to draw wait, I'll take another sheet. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Huh. Actually, in the previous problem, what it was just a PPT, and in that actual drawing, it will be a very difficult part. Okay. So one by one, how to draw it on a plain paper, that I'll explain with the help of this slide. Now this problem, we are going to solve it actually with the help of scale and pencil. Okay. So let us try to solve. First, let us understand how exactly the problem is going to rest, and then we'll start solving. A hexagonal pyramid, base 25 mm, axis 55 mm, long, has one of its slant edge on a ground. So if I want to draw a pyramid, right, let us draw a pyramid. And if I want to draw its front view, it will be somewhat like this. Okay. Now, if I want to draw its slant edge, it is going to rest on one of its slant edge. So there are two resting conditions. First of all, this is my horizontal XY line. Okay. And the object is going to rest on one of its slant edge. So there are two or three resting conditions. If I want to draw, hexagon it is. If I want to draw an hexagon, I can draw it like this. Okay. Or I can draw it like this. Are you getting it? Just the dimensions are not correct, but I'm trying to explain the concept. Okay, it is resting on one of its, so it is a pyramid. So here you'll get an apex. Similarly here, both are hexagon. Both are hexagon, and in this case, this will be the front view of that hexagon. Here also, you will get front view, but lesser number of edges you will get. Okay, only 1, 2, 3 edges, because what will happen, this and this edge will be overlapping. Similarly, these two edges will be overlapping. We can draw it only one line, and this line you can see here. But what is happening? This edge, only this line is visible, and behind that there is a dotted line. So whenever there is an overlap, the hidden line and dark line is overlapping, you have to give preference to the dark line. Okay, and if I start naming it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is my 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, 4 dash. Where is my 5 point here? 5 dash, and this is my 6 dash. This is my axis O dash. Okay, here is my point O. Similarly, this is my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? This will be my 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash. Here it is cell 4 dash, 5 and 6. This is my point O dash. So this is the, we know that it is resting on a horizontal plane, so that's why we have drawn it like this. Suppose the object is resting in vertical plane, then what would we have done? We have drawn the true shape of the base above XY line, and this will be the front view. Sorry, the top view of an object when it is resting on vertical plane. So always keep in mind, if the object is resting on vertical plane, okay, then the base we are going to draw it in front view, and the triangle we are going to draw it in the top view. Whereas when the object is resting in front on horizontal plane, the base we are going to draw it on the below XY line, and triangle we are going to draw it above XY line. Okay, so for this particular problem, it is going to rest on one of its slant edge. Where is the slant edges? So these are the slant edges. One. So I'll change the color now. Okay, these are the slant edges. These are the slant edges. Okay, here also these are the slant edges. Now, suppose if I tilt this problem, if I tilt this completely, if I rest it, so what will happen? This is my case 1 and this is my case 2. This you have to guess. Okay, there is a guessing here. If I completely tilt this problem, what will happen? It will rest on which edge? Yes, can anyone guess what is happening in the stage 1? This is my first try and this is my second trial. If I completely tilt this object, if I want to redraw that, how are I going to redraw it? I'll just show you. One second. Okay, now I want to redraw this. So what will happen? Suppose if I tilt this completely, so it will be resting somewhat like this. So my 1 and 4 and O will be lying somewhat like this. Okay, this will be my that edge. Okay, this object will be resting on one of its. Now what will happen? It will be resting on this edge. What is this edge called as? Yes, anyone? What this edge is called as?
Slant edge.
Slant edge, right? So when you completely tilt this object, then it is going to rest on one of its slant edge. Okay, then you can redraw this object as it is. So this is when the object is going to rest on its slant edge. Now in this problem, suppose if I tilt this, what will happen? See, if I draw this line, so this is my 3 dash, 4 dash, and this is my O dash. And if I tilt this, what is happening now? Can anyone guess?
So plane will be resting on the ground in
Yes,
case.
it is going to rest on this side, right? This is called as triangular face. This is called as triangular face, whereas this is called as edge, slant edge. Okay, so in question, you have to identify whether the object is going to rest on slant edge or on a triangular face. So why I am explaining this? Because we have to select whether we have to draw it like this, that is on corner resting condition. It is called as corner resting condition, and this is called as edge resting condition. So if I tilt this object with some inclination, now let us assume that it is not going to rest completely, but it is going to rest somewhat like this. I will change the color and I'll just show you. Suppose it is going to rest somewhat like this. Then it is resting on its edge or its corner. This
Corner.
color, yes, this is called as corner resting condition. So if I tilt it completely, then it will be resting on one of its slant edge. Okay. Whereas in this case, if I tilt it, what will happen? It is going to rest on one of its base edge.
Corner.
This edge, it will be completely resting on its edge. It is not a corner resting condition. It will rest on this edge, right? If I tilt this, it is going to rest on its edge. Whereas in this case, what will happen? It is going to rest on one of its corner. Okay, so that is important, whether the condition is corner resting condition or it is an edge resting condition. So if you completely tilt this, then it will be resting on its triangular face. But if you tilt it with some angle, it will going to rest on its edge. And if you tilt this, it will be resting on its corner or a slant edge. So in the question, you have to identify whether it is a corner resting condition or a slant edge, whatever the resting condition. And with the help of that, we have to draw its base shape in the top view. So first of all, we cannot directly draw it like this or like this. You have to first identify whether it is a corner resting condition or edge resting condition. So with the help of that, we'll decide whether it is going to, we have to draw corner at this point or edge at this point. So this is very important. Now I'll take another example. Okay, I will spend some time in explaining the concept rather than solving the numerical. 1 second, I will just take a new slide here. Okay, now let us say that we are having a pentagonal pyramid. Okay, we are having pentagonal pyramid with us. Now, whenever we are going to draw its top view, resting in HP. Okay, this is the condition that resting in HP. On corner, if they say resting in HP on corner, then how we are going to draw pentagon? It will be drawn somewhat like this. So this is called as corner resting condition. The pyramid, so it will be having an apex. If you draw the front view of this, okay, so this is called resting in HP on its corner. Now, next condition, resting on HP on edge. Now, how we are going to draw this? If they say that it is resting on its edge, so in that case, you have to draw it like this. Okay, and if I tilt this, and if you tilt this, then it will be resting on one of its edge. So this is the corner resting condition and this is the edge resting condition. So you have to identify whether it is resting on its corner or it is edge. So depending upon that, you have to draw the object. Suppose if we say that object is resting. Now I'll take another example, a square pyramid. Square pyramid. resting on its edge on VP. Resting on its edge on VP. Now, how we are going to draw this? A square pyramid is this. So whenever the object is resting in VP, the base shape will be drawn above XY line. So there are two options. You can draw it like this, or you can draw it like this. Okay. So which one is correct in this case? The first one is correct or the second one is correct? Yes, can anyone guess?
Second one on its edge.
On its edge, first one or second one?
Second one, sir.
Second one. What will happen? Suppose if I say resting on its corner.
First one, sir.
First one, sir.
Oh.
On VP. So suppose if I tilt this, what will happen if I tilt this object? Okay, this is the pyramid. And if I tilt this, it will going to rest on one of its edge. The first one is nothing but the edge resting condition. And the second one is called as the corner resting condition. Suppose if I tilt this, it will rest on one of its corner. Right? Imagine that we are having a square pyramid. It is kept on VP. VP, so it will be somewhat like this you will get here. Okay. And if I tilt this, after tilting, somewhat like this it will be seen. Right? So now it is going to rest on one of its edge. Right, this is called as edge resting condition. The edge will be completely resting on its edge. And suppose if I tilt this, it will be called as corner resting condition. So you have to identify whether it is a corner resting condition or edge resting condition. Yes, please mute yourself. There is some disturbance in the meeting. Okay, so it will be corner resting condition and this will be the edge resting condition. So you have to identify whether it is a corner resting condition or edge resting condition, whether the object is resting in VP or in HP, that you have to identify. And after that, we have to solve the numerical. Okay, I'll again take this numerical, copy, home, new slide, blank, paste. Okay, a hexagonal pyramid, base 25 mm side, axis 55 mm long, has one of its slant edge on ground. Ground means it is HP, okay? Has one of its slant edge on ground. A plane containing that edge and axis is perpendicular to HP, okay? And makes angle 45 degree with VP. Draw its projection when apex is nearer to VP and then the base, okay? So first stage in this, we have to first identify whether it is going to rest above XY line. The true shape of the object, we are going to draw it above XY line or below XY line. Can anyone guess whether it is the true shape will be drawn above XY line or below XY line? Hexagon, where we are going to draw its hexagon?
Below XY line.
Below XY line. Yes. Any other guesses? So this is the problem. So first we have to draw hexagon. I hope everyone can draw the hexagon. So it is going to rest on its slant edge. So that's why it is called as corner resting condition. We have to draw it the corner nearer to the Y point. Okay. Now draw its front view. So you will get the front view of an object. After that, it is going to rest on its slant edge on the ground. So which is the slant edge? O to D. Can you see this? O dash, D dash is the slant edge. So completely this object has to be resting on O dash, D dash. So you can see that how to take this point. Once you mark the point D dash, O dash, after that take D to A in the compass. From point D, cut an arc. Then take O to A in the compass. From point O, cut an arc. So you will get an intersection point. Then you connect those 2 points. Okay. After that, taking the distance D to E, mark the point. D to midpoint, mark. D to F, taking center D to F, mark the point, and D to A already we have taken. So this is nothing but it is going to rest on one of its slant edge. Now we have to draw its top view. For drawing a top view, naming is important. Okay. take a vertical projections, take horizontal projections. So wherever the intersection point, A horizontal, A dash vertical, intersection point will give you A1. Then similarly, B horizontal, B vertical, B point, C horizontal, C vertical, D horizontal, D vertical, E horizontal, E vertical, F horizontal, F vertical, O horizontal, O dash vertical. So after connecting this, when we observe it from top, what will happen? This complete face will be visible. So all these lines will be drawn as a dark line, because when we observe, it is lying on its base, on a slant edge, so complete face will be visible. Then the outer border always will be dark. Similarly, A to O will be visible, so this will be drawn as a dark line, and the remaining lines will be drawn as a dotted line because they won't be visible. Okay, so this is the second stage. Now the third stage, what they are saying, the axis, what they are saying, a plane containing the edge, the plane containing the edge, which is that edge, this is that edge, and the axis, yes, the axis and edge. So this plane is inclined at an angle of 45 degree with VP. So we have to draw 45 degree incline. So draw 45 degree incline line. Okay. Transfer these points. All these points will be transferred like this. So directly what we can do, we can incline this line at an 45 degree and redraw this object. Okay. So in this problem, you first draw only the two stages. Okay. You draw the stage 1 and stage 2, that's it. Don't draw the stage 3 for at present. You practice the stage 1 and stage 2. Okay. And then we'll go for further numerical. So for today's classwork, you have to solve these three problems which we have included. I'll share those problems in our group, okay, so that you can solve those problems on paper. At least try to solve this problem first. Draw its two stages, the stage 1 and stage 2, and then try to complete. I will solve few numericals and I'll post it in the YouTube so that you can easily view those numericals also. So I will give these numericals for homework. If you want, you can note it down. This problem everyone has to solve. Please note down the problem. The cone problem, everyone has to solve that cone problem. Yes, please note down this problem. Draw projection of a cone, base 45 mm, axis 50 mm long, when it is resting on the ground on point on a base circle, with axis make an angle 30 degree with HP and 45 degree with VP. The axis making an angle 30 degree with HP and top view making an angle 45 degree with VP. So you have to draw this problem. Everyone will solve this problem in classwork book. Okay, so this is the homework for today's lecture. You have to solve this problem and then we can continue with the next numerical. Okay. Hello. So everyone try to solve this only one problem, that is problem of cone. And then in next lecture, we'll continue with the same topic, that is projection of solid. Okay. So you can leave the meeting. I will post this problem in the group. Thank you.